Tony D and Little Joan with the Screenwriter's Rant on Tom Sawyer's Gold, The Quest for Tom Sawyer's Gold, a movie about people trying to find Tom Sawyer's gold. I'm not sure how that works because he's a fictional character, but okay. Let's do this. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10 available for Amazon.com. Don't forget Kindle Unlimited. It's free. So Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn were real guys in this story, and Mark Twain wrote about them. And then I guess they found pirate gold, and Mark Twain and Tom Sawyer left clues behind to find it. Because that's what people do when they have pirate gold. They don't spend the money, they bury it in an elaborate trap. So, okay. So they're looking for Tom Sawyer's gold, and then some bad guys are looking for it too. And it's kind of like the Goonies mixed with, I don't know, sort of a Indiana Jones almost, but not really, because it's their mom, I guess, driving them around, and they're looking for clues and going up the river, and she's got a little video camera there. I'm not sure what year this takes place. This looks like not an old slab. It looks like somebody made it a week ago. No offense to the set designers, but this seems a little low budget. Then you got, these are the bad guys, I think. The corrupt cop, the bad guy, and his son, I guess. So they find, I don't know, they open up the slab, and then they find this model in there, which I guess tells them where the next clue is, and they go from clue to clue. It's like the Da Vinci Code for kids. And then I guess that's a picture of Tom Sawyer, and it's for kids. The whole movie's for kids. There's a sword fight in it. I don't know. And then at some point she's talking to an alligator or a crocodile. Is that a crocodile or an alligator? Which I forget which one is which. But in the end, they find Tom Sawyer's Gold on digital on demand for a reason. PG. It looks like a PG movie with Joey Lauren Adams. And this is, what's his face? I forget his name. Patrick Muldoon. Yeah, that. I mean, this is the kind of movie Disney used to make. And they would put a little more money into it. It's got a sweet look, in terms of like being wholesome. So they're trying to be extremely wholesome about it. The actors are trying to do their best. You got this old station wagon, and you've got, it's just not, it's missing something. It's like kind of just taken from video games and the Da Vinci Code and things like that, and I don't know. It could be good, but I don't know if it is. It doesn't look good, I have to say. It looks a little low budget, and not in a good way. It looks cheap. That's what I'm getting at. It looks cheap. Not really digging the characters, although the cast seems capable. Seems like it's a good cast. This is an example of a movie, I think, that's a little too... they're using a voiceover, and it should be unnecessary. It should be clear what's going on. And it's almost superfluous, because in this scene they said, let's go find Tom Sawyer's Gold. That's a little too on the nose, I think, for the movie in general. This is a good visual cue. But beyond that, I'm not seeing any... I'm really not seeing anything recognizable. I'm wondering where they shot this damn thing. Did they fake the South? Did they not go to the Mississippi River to shoot this thing? It feels like they faked it. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's any real tension here. They got people running around. You got this guy being hit by a stick. You got this narrator, old-timey narrator. That's kind of classic, but I don't know. It's all just not. It's not. It's not exciting me. Now the movie's not aimed at me. It's aimed at kids. I think this is a little. This is like stuff that they used to make when I was a kid, and I didn't even like it then. Maybe I could have gotten into it if I had just read some Mark Twain. Maybe if there was some cues here, I'm like, oh yeah, that's from Mark Twain's story or whatever. I'm not really seeing what's from Mark Twain's stories here, other than Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. And although I've read those stories, I can't think of much from it that you could recreate in the movie that would go, that's from the story, other than the white picket fence. And I'm older, so the kids aren't definitely going to get anything unless they just read it in class. And do they even read Mark Twain? Or has he been banned too? I mean, it's not a bad premise. I think what this movie needed was maybe, I don't know, maybe an explanation of why they're looking for the gold from a fictional character. Like, we need to hear the line about the explanation of why Tom Sawyer was a real guy and how we didn't know that. Like, Tom Sawyer, as it turns out, was a real guy, and he and Mark Twain found pirate gold. Something like that. It also wouldn't hurt to know who these characters are. And, like, what's at stake for them other than the gold. Like, if they were trying to find the gold because, I don't know, their father had cancer and they need the gold for an operation, like, the stakes would be higher and you'd really be rooting for them. That they're just going on an adventure, it's kind of not enough. If you're going to go down, we need this adventure route, there's kind of got to be a reason, like, you know, this is our last summer together and we need this adventure to bond. Or, you know, are these guys supposed to be the equivalent of Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, and who's the girl? Becky? Are they the descendants, maybe? I mean, that could work. I'm not sure who she's supposed to be. Maybe they're the descendants of Mark Twain. That could tie it in. I don't know who Patrick Muldoon is supposed to be. He seems to be acting like a goofy kid show villain. See, like, even the shot of the river doesn't look. Is it in America? The quest for Tom Sawyer's gold. I would have just called it Tom Sawyer's gold. When you add the quest, it's like you're trying too hard. So I don't know. And the kids are dressed very much as kids. Like, this feels, their outfits feel like, okay, you're kids, so you need a backpack, and you need to wear this baseball cap backwards, and you need a backpack too. Oh, and yeah, put a shirt around your waist. You look like a kid. Oh, an actress who's slightly older than the actors playing kids, you're going to wear a frumpy jacket and ugly jeans. So you sort of look more like a mom. Like, you know, it's a little, I don't know. Kids aren't stupid. I think you could be a little more subtle than this. What year is this supposed to take place? Why does she have a camera in her hand? He's wearing a watch. These kids don't have cell phones. Is this supposed to take place in the 90s? Oh, here we go. We got a synopsis. A risk-averse English teacher is forced to face her greatest fears with several of her students venture alone into the southern wilderness in search of Tom Sawyer's lost gold. Okay. Well, that tells me a little more. So she's their English teacher. Well, it would have been nice to know that. That doesn't come across on the trailer at all. I don't know if that helps me want to see the movie, but it seems like that could have been their relationship. I assumed she was the mother of one of these kids. So she's their English teacher. Well, it seems odd. Are they doing this for a grade? I don't know. Trailers. First act. I don't know. Who's the old man then? If he feels like he should be filling that role. The old man tells him a story about Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn being real and finding pirate treasure, and they decide to go after Tom Sawyer's gold. Second act, they go after Tom Sawyer's gold, but Patrick Muldoon is a local weirdo who wants it for himself, but he's too stupid to figure it out. So he decides to follow around a bunch of kids smarter than himself to find Tom Sawyer's gold. Height of the second act, they find Tom Sawyer's gold, but along the way, they pick up their English teacher, and then they're confronted by Patrick Muldoon and a crooked cop who tried to steal it from them. And in the climax of the movie, in the third act, they probably escape a cave as it's fallen apart and leave behind the gold, but escape with their lives and learn an important lesson. I'm going to guess that they do not escape with the gold. Or if they do, they're too kind-hearted to keep it for themselves. They, I don't know, donate it to the Tom Sawyer Museum or something, and I don't know, save the Mark Twain Museum. I don't know. The kid characters don't really get their moment. It seems like it focuses on them, and now the synopsis tells me it focuses on the English teacher a little bit. And I didn't even know she was a teacher. So the trailer's missing something here. It's missing something, which leads me to believe that the movie's missing something. There is a concept in Hollywood now of shooting things like a scrapbook, where you shoot a bunch of extra scenes and then later you think, oh, we could use these scenes. Let's cobble them together and that'll make sense. It's not a way to shoot a movie, and this feels a little like that. It's kind of how they're shooting Indiana Jones 5. But just in general, the whole premise seems to be going through the motions. Like, we really needed a shot of them, I don't know, finding like that slab with all the words on it, and like, this was written by Mark Twain, or this was written by Tom Sawyer himself. Like, we needed a line like that to kind of sell us, and it's just not here. Or, we're gonna go down the river, just like Mark Twain said in his book. Like, take us along and then piecing it together a little bit. There's glimpses of that, but it's not quite on point. And then when you call it the quest for Tom Sawyer's gold, that seems a little too on point. Like, to me, it's enough to say Tom Sawyer's gold, because you're already implying he's real. But I think we really needed that one line of dialogue. No, Tom Sawyer was a real guy. It's just that history records a different version. Something. Yeah, I'm not loving it. My guess is the screenplay doesn't really have snappy dialogue, or else they would have pulled some of it out. There should be a few one-liners in this trailer. Like, we're getting out of here, or, I don't know. Hey, we did this just like Tom Sawyer. Huck Finn would be proud. Something like that. Instead, it just feels like, I don't know, they're too busy showing us scenes out of the movie, out of context, and they're actually trying to find gold, and they're too busy to show us the important parts of the search or something. It's weird. It has an odd tone. And here, it's 2 minutes and 16 seconds. It feels a little long. That's not good. That's a bad cut, in my view. That it feels longer than 2 minutes and it's only about 2 minutes long means you didn't cut the right scenes. You're trying to show me production value, I think. Discover an adventure. Yeah, this doesn't look like adventure. This is a little adventurous. He's got a knapsack. And, like, look at the background. Are we on the savannah in Africa? Where the hell did they shoot this thing? In fields and in woods? I think it's important where they shot this. And it feels very generic. Like, there's no map here. I think they really needed a shot of, like, besides that sign, Welcome to Hannibal, they needed a shot of, I don't know, See this, even this, that looks fake to me. That looks like a fake slab built as a prop so they could pull it out. Even look at this moss in the background. I guess that's supposed to be moss. That looks terrible. Looks like you got it off a train set. Yeah, no, this, I don't know where they shot this. Like this scene, okay, I like where you shot this because that's an actual creek behind you. But and this seems, that stairwell seems a little too modern, but that's possible. I don't know. And Joey Lauren Adams is one of your big stars. I don't know. Would I see this movie? Nah, it's not aimed at me. I mean, kudos, I guess, for throwing in the sword fight. That's something. Graveyard, that's kind of cool. They don't shoot in a lot of graveyards because you're not supposed to show the names on the graves. That's like a whole legal thing. So I don't know. I wouldn't see this movie. It's see, class of 2022. So it does take place in the modern day. So my gut feeling is it's not aimed at me, but I'd probably be bored to tears with it anyway. But I think it's here. The upside is it doesn't look like the worst thing ever made. It looks like it might be a little long in the tooth, but it's probably wholesome. I mean, certainly more wholesome than anything Disney's putting out these days, in my view, would be my guess. So, I don't wish them ill. And it could be good. This could just be the worst cut of a trailer in history. So, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe for your kids. I mean, you don't have to watch it. And that's it for me. Tony D and Little Joan. I'm on a quest for a slightly better movie. Check me out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for more bass takes. I've got 2 more videos. Tomorrow, I will be at Wynn's Brewery in Acco, New Jersey. Hope to see you there. I'll have the Pineys, and I'll be talking about my favorite subject, the Jersey Devil. And we'll see you